Genuinely, it's Gary with you on BBC Radio Tees. We love meeting local characters and people who are from all part of the world who just enrich the fabric of what we are up here in Teesside and County Durham and North Yorkshire. And there's loads of stuff going on. And this is a great place just to populate it, just to tell us about it so we can tell everyone else. Now, Middlesbrough author Jamie Boyle has written about the lives of some of Teesside's most well-known underworld characters. His books on Lee Duffy and Brian Cockrell have been bestsellers. Neil Green from BBC Radio T's Breakfast this morning spoke about his latest project and the life of this chap.
Yeah, I know where it is. I've been. Nobody can tell me anything. I don't read Daily Mirror and so on. I go and have a look. And I've lived in the forests of North America, I've lived in the outback of the Ivory Coast, I've lived in India and Russia. I had my breakfast in Moscow, my tea in Wood Street, Nick. Yeah, I've been about a bit.
That's Paul Sykes, who was a boxer, weightlifter and debt collector from Wakefield. Well, he's written a series of books about his life, and this week releases the final instalment in the series, and those books are being turned into a movie. Filming starts next year, and Jamie is with us for a few minutes on the show this morning. Hiya, Jamie.
Yeah, thank you for having me on, mate.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
It's honestly, is it quite surreal listening to that? Because his new book on Paul Sykes is out. For those who don't know much about him, he kind of had connections, didn't he, to our region?
Do you know what he used to say? Middlesbrough was his second home. Yeah, it's quite surreal that, because obviously a friend of mine, 2012, said, when you get a minute, click on YouTube and type in Paul Sykes, Wakefield. Now, it didn't mean anything to me.
Right.
I've always been really interested in true crime and, boxer. And this guy, I was just like, wow, who the hell was that?
Were you intrigued by clicking on it then, once you knew a bit about the story?
I must have watched it, easily over 100 times. I mean, I often say to my wife, one-liners from the documentary, and I read the book, and I can just describe it as, when you watch a film or you read a book, and I walked in and I've met all the characters, and here we are now, literally multi-million-pound film around the corner, ready to start.
Tell us a bit more about that. Who's starring, and I guess how the film's come about.
Well, I released the first book on the 10th anniversary of Paul Sykes' death, which was March 2017, and about a couple of months after, my publishers said to me, "You're not going to believe this." They said, Western Edge Pictures have been in touch and they want to buy the rights to make it into a film. I was like, yeah, right, all right.
Did you honestly think they were winding you up?
Oh, 1,000,000% for about 4 hours.
Did you?
Basically, they came looking and said, "Look, are you Jamie Boyle's publishers? We want to do this film," and it's basically going to take off from 1989 when he was released from prison, which the documentary you just played was the exact same time. And it's going to be. They've released it to the world last year. Now I had over 2 years. I was telling these people, "Oh yeah, right," and it's all a major, well, probably the main 80s band's doing the soundtrack. I can't exactly announce who's playing him, but he's a massive heartthrob, huge BBC name. Okay. He looks like him. He's spoken. He's practicing his Yorkshire accent.
We should point out, Jamie, as well, Paul Sykes did have connections to Teesside, didn't he? Links to Teesside.
Yes, he did. I grew up around the middle of the boxing scene, and so John Spenceley, all this lovely family, they have many pubs in the Teesside area, like your Dickens Inn and all this. And basically, Sykes was refused a boxing license in 1977 because it's like Britain's most dangerous prisoner, if you like, a bit like Charles Bronson. So basically, he was told, he said, "Listen, you're never going to get a boxing license in Yorkshire. If you move to Middlesbrough, then you probably might get one." And John Spenceley at the time, it was the boss, if you like, in the northern boxing division. So it was John who really pulled the strings. And he would often be seen in Middlesbrough all the time. And he literally lived in Middlesbrough for like 6 months when he started. And he would always come back. He would go run around Stewart's Park. And in his book, he describes, the first time he went to Middlesbrough, he said, "I looked at the grey skyline and the industrial, and I thought, what a dump."
It's such an incredible story, Jamie, as well. It really is. And knowing that film's coming out, it must be just such a highlight. Thank you so much for coming on.
It's just fascinating, isn't it? Absolutely fascinating. Middlesbrough author there, Jamie Boyle, as I say, has written books about the lives of Lee Duffy and Brian Cockrell there. Speaking to Greeny, New Green on BBC Radio T's Breakfast this morning. Amy with you from 6 o'clock on BBC Radio T's Breakfast.